Greetings to you, Crocodile Army. My travels are finally slowing down a little and allowing me a chance to make some videos. When I was in Amsterdam, same-sex marriage was declared legal across the United States. I thought it was really cool that I happened to be in the Netherlands when the ruling came down, since they were the first country to legalize same-sex marriage back in the year 2000, before I was even aware of it as an issue. Public opinion made the most massive shift more quickly than I've ever seen on any social issue, and after more than a decade of politics that was often ugly to the point of brutal, love won. There's the usual griping from conservatives that it wasn't all done at the ballot box but in the courts, but it's telling that they have not been asking for statewide referendums recently. That's because they know that their side would lose in nearly every state now. Like everyone with a losing position, though, they want to save face, so they'll keep clinging to whatever they can to feel like their views were not entirely repudiated. They were happy to play the role of the majority force who had decided that others could not have what they had, but now that they're in the minority, they're sliding right into that martyr role that so many religious conservatives find so comfortable. Now they say they are the ones being oppressed because they're not allowed to treat people as their moral inferiors. Some states have tried to pass laws expressly allowing businesses to refuse service to same-sex couples, even in states where it was legal to do so in the first place. This has been correctly labeled as bad for business by large corporations, including some typically friendly to Republicans. Even Walmart has told states not to do this. Though politicians like Ted Cruz don't even understand what a business is. Actress Ellen Page had a back and forth with Cruz at the Iowa State Fair. You know, the place where politicians all gather and try to awkwardly eat corn dogs in the least sexually suggestive manner possible. Cruz spun the tale of the people who bought a church to have weddings and the state was forcing them to wed same-sex couples. Oh, it's happening, religious bigotry against Christians, he says. The part he left out of that story was that the church was not registered as a church. It was registered as a business, and that means it needs to follow business laws. Some conservatives dishonestly made it sound like this is a neighborhood congregation forced to wed gay people, when it is not, and use it to make their fellow religious conservatives angry and afraid. For some Christians against same-sex marriage, being a martyr is good enough reason to speak out against imagined oppression, but that's not the only reason. There's profit to be made in bigotry. Kim Davis, the county clerk in Kentucky who refuses to issue marriage licenses rather than be forced to give marriage licenses to same-sex couples, is being held up as a hero in religious conservative circles, even being presented awards by Baptist ministers and others by refusing to do what the governor of Kentucky and every court has told her she must do. If she's fired, she will make tons of money on the conservative lecture circuit, just like noted hypocrite Bristol Palin. There's an idea floating around those circles that religious rights are absolute when they are not. You get to practice your religion in every way and in every place outside government as long as you're not breaking the law or denying others equal access. There's no absolute freedom there, and I can't stop doing my job just because one day I decide that computers violate my religious beliefs, or punch people in the face for being jerks because my religion says it's okay. Oh, it's not hate, I just don't condone it, they say. Hate can wear a smile and an otherwise perfectly pleasant disposition. Many of my conservative friends still pointedly refer to Caitlyn Jenner as Bruce. Of course, none of them see it as hate, but if I changed my name for any reason and they refused to call me by my new name, I would cut them out of my life. Yet they seem to think it's fine to treat people they don't know like that. They also slammed her for being awarded an honor for bravery for coming out as trans because they said it wasn't brave. Ironically, the reason it was brave is because of reactions like that. Without haters and bigots to rain down insults and discrimination, there wouldn't have been anything brave about it, and she wouldn't have received the award. I have a ton of respect for anyone who comes out as trans, and that certainly extends to a young YouTuber named Nick, who I asked beforehand if I could mention. He's fortunate enough to have the endless support of his parents and his school district, and maybe even my friends who refuse to acknowledge Caitlyn. Though the latter group remains to be seen. Do you think any of them will?